Vitality is our ability to have spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical bliss. Some call it paradise. We call it a game.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I am your host, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So what are we talking about today? Because all this week, we're really going to be getting into something called the lost cause, okay? But this is the perfect video to sort of kick things off, because I got a real short clip, only about 15 seconds, where we hear some really interesting sound bites from number 46. So let me just share that really quickly with you guys. It's super fast. And then I'm going to come back with my perspective, and we gonna cook. We gonna do a little cooking. Just a little cooking. Well, shout out to Kwame. He said mama's cooking. We're gonna do a little mama's cooking. Okay.
Country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. Country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European.
Okay, so I let that run back twice just because it was only 15 seconds. So I hope that you guys heard that. See, but we had a problem with 45 being the R word. We had a whole problem with that. But what about number 46? And this is why I'm saying Black women's voting is a problem, because it was y'all. It was y'all. Y'all was all over social media. You had a Mammy Seal. Shout out to Torian for that. Not Amanda, but a Mammy. Talking about, quit talking about, what I'm saying, what number 46 gonna do, blah, 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 blah. We just got to get 45 out of there. Listen. What was that? You tell me. This man sat up and said that the country was doomed not only because of Black people, because Black people doomed the country. That's y'all. That's y'all number 46. You got him in there. Your vote put him in there. You know what I'm saying? Flipping states blue. Y'all congratulating, what's her name? Stacey Abrams. For what? For what? Y'all gotta start listening to what these people saying, because he'll get up on the podium and fumble like he old, but when he said that, he wasn't fumbling. He said that real clear. His mind was real together when he said that little piece. And you know what? It don't even matter when he said it. That doesn't matter if that's a recent clip or old clip, because he been the same person the whole time. This is the guy that drafted the 94 crime bill under another Democrat that y'all loved the ground he walked on, Bill Clinton. That was the Clinton administration. And y'all love y'all some Bill Clinton. But the 94 crime bill happened under his watch. That bill became law under that administration. But we actively dismissed that, because in this last election, when people was bringing it up, specifically Black men and Black women who knew the deal, we were bringing it up like, whoa. This is the same person with the 94 crime bill. What did the 94 crime bill do to the Black family, community, neighborhood? That was the last sledgehammer that truly broke us. I was a child, Generation X. I watched it happen. The entire thing was a biocultural event. All of that, from the influx of narcotics into Black neighborhoods to the drafting of the crime bill to deal with it. But what's the other thing? He's talking about the minority status of white European Americans being a part of the reason why the country would be doomed. See, that's the part you really got to listen to. The country is doomed because it won't be majority white anymore. He said by 2040 estimation. If things keep going approximately the way that they think it's gonna go, white Americans of European descent are going to be the minority in this country. And that was a cause, that concept, that thought caused him to say that would be part of the issue of the doom of this country. The doom of this country. Because if they're not the majority, that means other people are the majority. And that would include Black people. And if we were to be able to be anyways not the minority, that dooms the country. So you got to understand what you're listening to. We actively dismiss this man's destruction that he caused through the crime bill, like I said. And you put him in the office anyway. Y'all put him in the office anyway, talking about all of the egregious, quote unquote, things that 45 was doing. He didn't draft no crime bill. Y'all got to talking about, building property he owned that he didn't want certain people in, Black people in. So it's plenty of places that don't want us over there, especially the little hood element. Number 46 is part of the lost cause culture / lost value system culture. Because we're going to get into it, because I'm going to show you this week, or I'm going to try to do it this week. Try to show y'all where the lost value system really came from, how it was developed. And he's part and parcel of it. And for his part, he's an engineer of it. He's one of its engineers to keep that machine and that cog moving because of the crime bill that he drafted. The crime bill itself was an example of lost cause thinking and lost value system planning. Because what we'll get into at another point is that the lost cause system is effective because of its control or influence over Black people biologically, culturally, and environmentally. The crime bill affected all three things, because we started with the influx of narcotics and controlled substances into flooding the urban areas, Black areas. That's the biological change, because once you get hooked on drugs, that's biological, right? That's altering your body. Now you become a victim of addictions. You're addicted to cocaine, and then it turned into crack cocaine. And it's a highly addictive form, the rock. Okay? Which was prevalent among Black people in the inner cities, especially in the 90s. Okay? So that was the biological piece. The cultural piece was that there was a culture that sprung up behind that centered around the buying, selling, and using of those narcotics and the accompanying dysfunction that created within the Black family, the Black neighborhood, and ultimately the Black community. The crime bill was the institution. That was the environmental piece that they implemented to attempt to address and control the drug selling and drug usage. Because if you remember, it was not only the dealer that would be in trouble, it was the user. Instead of it being treated as a health crisis like they do in the opioid epidemic, they treated the crack epidemic, the crack era, as a crime for the user, for the person that was addicted. So meaning even if you only had one rock on you, that was enough to get you a jail sentence, to get you convicted of possession. Not even possession with intent to sell, which means that you had to have a certain amount on your person or on your property at the time. So that crime bill was the final sledgehammer. It was the bludgeon that was used to help devastate Black people in all three areas: biologically, culturally, and environmentally. That crack era gave birth, and it's not necessarily gave birth, but it solidified in a very detrimental way that the lost value system would be perpetuated by us. See, feminism happened about 3 decades prior, but the crack era really decimated the family structure. It did what the second wave of feminism was too slow to do. It just did it quick, because the buying and selling and using will break the family, especially you get one of the parents or both of the parents addicted. Then they can't do what? Take care of their family. They can't take care of their children. They can't keep a job. They can't function in society anymore as a productive member. Because if you're addicted, that's all you're going to do. All you're going to do is hit that street, and you're going to do anything that you need to do in order to get your next hit. And it doesn't matter if you got kids. It doesn't matter if you had a good job. It doesn't matter if you were a responsible person to begin with, and then you just got caught up. It was a lot of people in the hood that, you know what I'm saying, didn't even know that they were intaking that because somebody else laced something else. And then they trying to figure what they addicted to. Okay? So it was that going on, and then it was experimentation without really realizing what this is going to do. This is why they hit the inner city with it, because people are poor, people are depressed, people are hopeless, people are despondent, people are living in despair. So if you bring something to them that's even going to temporarily take those feelings away, they're going to do it. That's why people get addicted to stuff. That's why they get addicted to drugs and alcohol and things of that nature. Because they're trying to escape. They're trying to escape the pain. But the problem is, and this is why this Black women leading the charge on voting, leading Black people on the concept of who should be voted for, is problematic because of this lost value system and the lost cause culture, which we're going to get into. Y'all are really going to be blown away by the dots that we begin to connect. Right? The dots that we start to connect. It's problematic, really, no matter what your voting stance is. It doesn't matter if you're the type of person that says don't vote for nobody, all of them the same, or you notice a difference between the right and the left, or anything like that. It really doesn't matter what your stance is on this. If you are a Black person, you still being affected, and most likely you're being affected negatively. Even if you have a personal stance not to vote and you have your reasons, other people don't have them reasons. And it's been typically Black women. Why? Because we get brainwashed. Going through that school system, going through the higher education system, if you're not careful, if you don't have a value system that grounds you and things of that nature, you get caught up and you start thinking this way. and buying into a culture that destroys you. Y'all better stop. See, y'all will vote for somebody and then don't listen to none of their speeches that they give. These people give speeches all the time. The president is always somewhere speaking. He's always somewhere giving an address. And you can find these things more than like on social media for free. Just look up, you know what I'm saying, number 46, his latest speeches, White House addresses, all of these sorts of things. And just listen to the stuff that they say. No, you're too busy not listening to what they're talking about. So you don't know what their policies are, and you don't know what their thought patterns are when it concerns you. They come talking about, well, you don't vote for me, you not black. Like he had the audacity to say that. And y'all ate it up. Still voted him in. Guess y'all didn't want him to take your black card. That's interesting. That he would be even in a position to take your black card. Think about that. Anyway, sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you've not. Once again, I'm your host of Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.